visit my cooking channel, Joe Can Cook, and this is for tonight's dinner: basmati rice, daikon radish soup, and steamed speckled trout. What I have here are leaves of Napa cabbage, and you could use whatever you have. If you want to, you could use banana leaves if you happen to have any, or even romaine lettuce, anything that's leafy. What I just want to do is line this to my steamer. Okay, as you can see, this will be the steamer that I'm going to use, and I'm gonna line that steamer with this Napa cabbage, and I'm going to steam this speckled trout. My husband caught this in the river, and I'm gonna season it with salt and pepper. That's all, and I'm going to show you the rest of the ingredients when I get there to that step of this process. Okay. Okay, so that's seasoned with salt and pepper. We're just going to put that right on top of this Napa cabbage. Let me wipe my hand a little bit more. This is a very simple recipe, so it's important that you season it well. That way you can really appreciate the flavor of trout or whatever fish you might decide to steam and do this type of recipe. Okay, so as you can see, the water is boiling briskly. Now we are going to put our trout in there and put the lid on, and we are going to let it steam. What I'm actually going to do is push this steamer on a back burner, because I will be using this smaller burner here where you see my hand to prepare the I guess you could call this sauce. Okay, so while our fish is steaming, I thought it's important to, and it will help a whole lot to really appreciate the flavor of ginger in this recipe. Well, I simply take my time to slice the ginger or julienne in a very, very thin pieces, as you can see, so that when you saute this with whatever oil you're using, olive oil, vegetable oil, peanut oil, I will be using walnut oil. It will be nice and thin, and when you put it on over your fish, and if you're like us, we like to eat the ginger, and you can really appreciate the flavor. It won't be overpowering, and it will really season your steamed fish. Okay, so there goes our ingredients. I have the scallion, I have the shallot, and I have the julienne ginger. Okay, so we're going to put some walnut oil. I'm using walnut oil today. You can use whatever oil you want to use. Okay, and I'm going to let that get nice and warm or hot, and then I'm going to saute the ginger in the oil, and I purposely leave out these ingredients here, which is an option. Okay, it's optional. Some people might not want some soy sauce, because I know for a fact there are some that prefer it with no soy sauce, but in this recipe I'm going to add this, and I'm going to show you how I'll incorporate this with the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so Let's try and see. Okay, sizzling. I'm going to put a little bit of my shallot in there, and as you can see, it's sizzling nicely. And I'll go ahead and add the ginger. For a little more shallot. I'm going to leave the rest for the next sauce. But right now, what I have here, as you can see, we're just going to saute the ginger and the shallot. I only want to take that raw flavor of the ginger. I'm not actually browning it, so let me put my heat a little lower. And you want your oil to be nice and hot, okay? Smells so good. Wow. The smell of shallot and the ginger together is just so good. Okay. Just be careful not to let it brown in this process here. You don't want it to taste bitter. You want to release the flavor of the ginger and the shallot without overcooking it where it might turn bitter on you. Okay? So now, as you can see, it's very hot. I'm going to pour that directly on the steamed fish. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm out of focus here. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, I have my steamed fish. I got it out of the steamer, set it on this platter, and while the ginger and the shallot is very hot with the oil sizzling, you go ahead and pour that in there. Now for the next step, like I said, that process there is perfect, sufficient as it is, but here's an option. As you can see, I leave a little bit of that shallot in there. I'll go ahead and add some scallion as well. Give it a little time to saute and release some of the flavor. And now, I suggest if you're going to use soy sauce, that you either use light or less sodium soy sauce, okay? This is what I have. So this is what I'm going to use, and I probably put about 3 tablespoonfuls, 3 or 4. And we'll let that simmer a little bit. Take some of the raw flavor of whatever ingredients we have here. The soy sauce, the scallion, and the shallot. Just let that simmer to almost, actually, let's turn that off. As you can see, it's wanting to boil briskly, and we don't want that. I just want to kind of like let it simmer nice and low. And what I'm preparing here is a full meal. I have made some daikon radish soup, which I will be showing the video separately. And I have, this is steamed speckled trout. And now, as you can see what I did first, now this is an option here. You don't have to do this. This is extra sauce, which my husband loved putting sauce on his rice, which I'm going to be serving this with. I'm gonna serve this with white rice or basmati rice, and he will be happy to see some sauce here which he could put on his rice. Okay, so there it is, our steamed speckled trout, which you could use whatever fish you like, steamed and seasoned lightly with some shallot, ginger, and scallion.